The Houston Astros are in a lot of hot water over the cheating scandal that everybody knows about at this point. And me and Deshaun have talked about this in the past. We're going to revisit it because there's a lot of new information that has surfaced in the last few weeks. So my question for today's episode, Deshaun, who's worse of an organization, the Patriots or the Astros?
I think that's tough because the Patriots have cheated for what feels like the entire Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era, while the Astros have cheated from basically 2017 till now. So it's really tough. But for me personally, I'm not as big into football as I am into the MLB. And like literally all my favorite players and playing baseball, I kind of see like how bad that cheating scandal really is with the Astros and the fact that they can't really admit what they've done or taken any fault, and they weren't really punished for it. The Patriots were always punished for their actions that they had.
Were they though?
Well, Tom Brady got the suspension 4 games for Deflategate.
But Spygate wasn't a ton of repercussions, and when even in the last year, they got caught cheating on the worst organization in football, the Cincinnati Bengals,
which is crazy,
and there was nothing against them there.
I mean, it's tricky. Like I don't know. Like I the Patriots really. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, obviously the Astros go beyond cheating. They were a garbage organization before the cheating. You and me did an episode on how bad of an organization, how classless of an organization the Houston Astros were. This was before any of the cheating allegations surfaced. So we already hated the organization for, well, they had an owner say some very sexist things. Do you remember specifically what the owner was?
He was talking about Osuna. He was saying how much he loves Osuna, and he was pretty adamant about it.
And it was about
directed to female reporters. Yeah.
And Roberto Osuna got suspended for a while for some domestic assault against his wife. The Blue Jays, because they have some sort of class, released Roberto Osuna, and Houston picked him up. Surprise, surprise. Then the cheating started.
Well, not even that. So,
the cheating had already been going on.
No, the cheating had already been going on.
The cheating scandal
in that
started.
exact same World Series, and like this popped up on my feed, and I totally remembered. This is why Darvish was so upset. So Darvish, a whole bunch of players have now come out and made comments on the Houston Astros, but basically, Yuli Gurriel, so older brother to left fielder of the Toronto Blue Jays, who plays on Houston, who's on the championship team. He did a split eye, so basically he made his eyes smaller, and it was directed at Hugh Darvish because Hugh Darvish is Asian. Racist,
super racist,
extremely racist, disrespectful. During the World Series, everyone kind of just like let that go. He still played. He didn't really get punished for it. He just said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be racist," and that was it. And then there's obviously the cheating, the buzzers, the lying. The
lying is the biggest thing for me because with the Patriots, like. I don't really want to talk about Deflategate because there really is no concrete evidence against Tom Brady, and I'm like the first to criticize Boston sports. Like I have a huge hatred for Boston sports, especially the New England Patriots. But Deflategate, Roger Goodell kind of made the decision based off of, I think this happened, and it seems like this happened. It seems like Tom Brady did this, but there's no concrete proof, so I don't want to touch on that too much. But with the Astros, there's continuous, concrete evidence that kind of indicts them against, for these allegations of cheating. Like it's in their documentary. You see how they set up their table and the garbage can to bang to let players know when there's an off-speed pitch coming. There's buzzers in for Carlos Beltran and Jose Altuve, I think it was, alerting them what kind of pitch they're gonna get, and it is worse than steroids. And
no, 100%.
Because when it comes to steroids, the guy still has to hit it. The guy still has to get his ball on the bat and crush it. In this scenario, they know exactly what's coming. It's much easier to get the hit off of the pitcher. That is a problem with this. And the blatant line, like Jose Altuve hit a walk-off home run in the ALCS, sending his team to the World Series at home. And his first thought was, don't rip off my shirt because he has a buzzer. Because clearly he had a buzzer underneath and didn't want anybody to see it. And now players are coming out saying, like, was it Cody Bellinger who said that he had a tattoo and that he had an unfinished tattoo that looked really bad and nobody wanted to see it. How is your first instinct to hide a tattoo? Is that really what's important at that moment when you just sent your team to the epitome of baseball in the world? You're going to the World Series and that's what's on your mind? The blatant lying, like the owner has said that we don't think that the cheating or that this affected the game. But like, if it didn't affect the game, then why are you doing it? You're clearly doing it to achieve an unfair competitive advantage over your opponent.
The worst part about what Jim Crane said, which is the Astros owner, he said, we don't think it affected the game. And then within that exact same minute, they said, so you don't think it affected the game? And he said, I never said that. And if you watch the clip, it's literally within like a minute.
Oh, it's a legitimate quote.
Yeah, like he went from saying, we don't think it affected the game, to saying, I never said we don't think it affected the game. And
yeah, I've seen that clip within 1 minute.
Within 1 minute. And they just lie and they just deceive and they don't feel bad. There's no remorse. They probably will still cheat this year. I'm like, I don't see why you would stop if your punishment's only $5 million and like there were no player suspensions, no nothing.
The MLB, whoever runs, like the commissioner and anybody who helps run that league are spineless, because like we've seen in soccer this week, Man City got hit with a 2-year Champions League ban for breaching UEFA financial fair play regulations. That's how it's done. Like, that is how it's done. Louisville got caught paying their players. Louisville obviously can't pay players in NCAA. Louisville got caught doing so. They got stripped of their NCAA title, right? And obviously cheating is cheating. But the players still have to go win that by themselves. Even though they got paid, they have to go win that. The Astros gained a competitive advantage that Louisville did not, but the NCAA stripped Louisville. The MLB has done nothing against the Astros. They need to send a message. They need to strip them of the World Series title, and I think it'd be a good idea to ban them from playing in the postseason for a year.
So yeah, we talked about that earlier, and man, like the highest level of baseball I've ever played is AA, Mississauga North, and like our coach had gone out of his way to recruit players, and in Mississauga North, you're only allowed to have kids from Mississauga play in it.
So you can only have people who play in your district on your team.
Yeah. So our coach had gone out of the way and recruited players from like Georgetown and
outside of the district.
Outside of the district, and when the league commissioner he found out, he basically told our team like, you guys don't qualify for playoffs this year because you have these players on your team, and we didn't know. So when that happened, like obviously you're bummed, but that is a fair punishment because you broke the rules. We broke the rules, and we had a competitive advantage against who we're competing against. Right? They're not Mississauga kids that we're competing against. So I think the fact that like they took that so seriously, and like this is kind of like a nothing league, like you know what I mean? Like we're not professionals, and you have
it's virtually a house league.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
no disrespect to you, but
I mean,
not trying to disrespect. It's recreational.
I mean, sure.
What would you call it?
I would not say it's. I would not.
What is it then?
I would not. I would. No problem. Anyways, I would not say. I would not say it's virtually house league, but I would say it's not to the pro league level. But yeah, I think that they definitely should not be able to qualify for the playoffs because their roster right now, because of the fact that no one got suspended, is good enough to go back to another World Series.
They're going to do it again.
They can go back to another World Series.
And they're going to cheat more.
And they will probably cheat again. And that's just what happens. Like, it's... For me, I don't see this really affecting the Houston Astros. Like, they lose their first round pick, but their first round pick...
MLB. It's useless.
It's MLB. It doesn't mean anything, and it'll be late first round anyways. Like, it literally does not mean anything. There's so many different drafts in the MLB as well during the year. There's like 3 drafts. Mm-hmm. So you pick up players all the time, and it's just something that literally means nothing. The $5 million fine doesn't mean anything.
Peanuts.
Losing your manager and your general manager means absolutely nothing.
Or you can replace them.
Exactly.
Teams do it every year.
Their team is already stacked. They don't need anyone to go build a team for them. Their team is already stacked. Yeah. Anyone that's competent can do those positions. So the punishment was very weak. I felt like we should have seen more. Everyone now knows the Houston Astros are cheaters, and the Patriots, yes, they cheated as well, but I just don't think it has affected the league to the point where, like, the Astros have. Like, the Patriots, Deflategate, Spygate,
here's what separates the Patriots from the Astros for me. The organization cheats, blatantly, the Patriots I'm talking about. But personnel wise, there's no problems there. Like, here's the biggest example. Tony Brown got released by the Oakland Raiders. Patriots signed him. Played one game. There was a whiff about a sexual assault allegation against Antonio Brown. What happened to Antonio Brown? Cut. Osuna, who got cut from the Blue Jays for domestic violence, we know it was that he beat his wife. Astros go pick him up.
Yeah.
There's the difference.
That's the difference. I agree.
Scummy organization who does not care about the type of people involved within their organization.
As long as they win. Yeah.
They only care about winning. Obviously, the Patriots are adept on that too, but there's a little bit of shame with the Patriots. They understand when some things go too far and that, okay, we can't do this. It doesn't represent our organization well. But there is not a whiff of shame in the Houston Astros organization. Clearly, based on the lies that we've seen and the things that have been said and the kind of players that are on their team, no shame there at all. That's the separation. That's why, to answer the question, that's why the Houston Astros are they have less class and a more scummy organization than the New England Patriots, and it infuriates me to kind of think about the Houston Astros.
It's 100% true, and anyone that has been on that team now has a red flag next to them, right? Alex Cora, who was a bench manager for the Houston Astros when they won the World Series, went the next year to manage Boston, won the World Series in his first season as their manager, and then this year obviously missed the playoffs, but he mutually parted ways because of the issue that was there, and now they think Boston has now cheated because he's brought that over with him. Just his name, just bring that over. They now think Boston may have cheated for their title. Carlos Beltran, who was a player at the time, Mets manager for a month and a half. He was hired. They did this whole investigation. They proved Houston to be guilty, and they mutually parted ways, which means he was fired.
Think about it this way. So Carlos Beltran, apparently he's the ringleader. He orchestrated the cheating from the Houston Astros. Fired because he's a manager now, but was a player at the time. But if he's still a player, let's say he's still a player at this point, is Carlos Beltran still employed by the MLB? I say 100% yes, he is. Right? Player power cannot be understated. Managers, sure, we'll get a new one. Players, not the same. And I think that's unfair. I think it's unfair to any team involved. I don't think that you should just give the Dodgers a World Series title. I don't think you should just give Aaron Judge the MVP. But you need to strip...
Jose Altuve hit 350 that year. That's, absurd.
Yeah. But the splits...
The
home versus away.
No, I'm saying, I think Aaron Judge deserves that. And I think it was very close. And
what pushed Jose Altuve over the line in the end?
The cheating.
Exactly.
So I'm saying he doesn't deserve that MVP in 2017. I'm saying that should be Aaron Judge. I think that's an award where he was cheated out of. Like with doping. Ryan Braun got caught for doping. He won MVP. He got stripped because of the doping allegations. Matt Kemp was upset because he was the runner-up. He felt he should have won MVP that year. But at least Ryan Braun got stripped of that. Jose Altuve, like we said, this is worse than steroids. This is worse than steroids. 100%.
Altuve should be stripped. The Astros should be stripped. Every single player in the organization should return any ring they got, anything they got from the World Series. They should not be recognized. They should not be given the satisfaction of having won the World Series. That is the only way things like this will be put to a stop. If not, the Astros are just going to be more careful next time. That's the only difference.
Cheating's basically it's okay. I don't see. If I was an owner and I had the chance to cheat, and win a World Series and make all this extra money, what's $5 million in a couple draft picks? Mm-hmm. That's nothing. That's
peanuts. That's pocket change.
Exactly. That's nothing. So
that's what I mean. I think the Astros are worse than the Patriots, who I think are one of the worst organizations in sports. So that speaks volumes to how much I detest the Houston Astros. Do you want to give your answer to the question?
I think the Houston Astros are definitely the worst team when it comes to cheating that I've seen in my lifetime.
And we will end it there. Thank you to Sean for being on this episode. Let us know what you think at MHRPDC on Twitter and Instagram. You can comment on the YouTube video as well. There's other Houston Astros related YouTube videos or episodes on the channel as well, so go check those out. I'll try to link them in the description as well. But in the meantime, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts because we post every single day at the Amateur Sports Podcast. So keep coming back to that daily content. We will see you again tomorrow.